Hey, what's up, guys? Welcome back. Let's try and do a bit better this today. I've had a quick warm-up session on party poker, playing 2NL. Seemed to go okay. So yeah, last session did knock the confidence a bit, but yeah, I mean, you are going to lose sessions. You can't win every single one. Queen 5, kind of like a call. I mean, you can definitely fold that. It's fine. And then I think out of position. I mean, we do have a queen, which is obviously good for us. And we have a heart as well. We could try a bluff, but we'll probably have to um, double barrel at least. Okay, so that worked out. Gonna fold the 10 jack. Okay, so this is a large raise. He did it pretty quickly. But if we are going to call, this is the type of hands I like to have if I do call. I mean, it definitely could. I mean, most of the time this is a fold. I think if you're going to call this, you're going to call it maybe 10% of the time. Probably talk myself out of it, so I'm just going to let this go actually. We're going to call this. Don't see any reason to bet. You could definitely check a king back. And I think we can try and get a call from a 7. Not sure about his check on the turn. Don't understand it. We're gonna raise the queen king. Yeah, his check on the turn. I mean, there's 2 flush draws. It's very unlikely to have a king, so I'm not sure what he's waiting for. Oh, there we are. Timed out. Got the timeout of the session out the way. I'm gonna see a flop. A lot of the time we can just bet small and win these type of pots. If he bets, I'm gonna raise. Not too much, but just a small raise. I'm gonna bet again because we've picked up an out to a straight and we have top pair. We're gonna bet quite big, protect against any flush draws he may have. And now we're just checking the river nearly every time. Expect to lose to overpairs and a bet of 9 sometimes. But yeah, let's see what he has. 9-10. That's unlucky. Fold the ace-9 off. Get a walk with the pocket fours, which is nice. Okay, we're going to raise the ace-10 suited. We're going to complete with the king-9. Um, just similar situation to the queen hand we had the earlier. So we have hearts, and also we block king jack and jack nine. So I'm going to raise this one as well. This strategy could be completely wrong, but I'm going to go with it for now. And with the bet and a call, we're just going to let's go. We like the fact he's tanking. Okay, we get that through, which is good. So these are the type of hands that you need to play back. Play back at your opponents if you want to get the red line. And you want to increase your win rate. It's winning these small pots. So convincing yourself that there's a reason to raise. Just to give yourself that slight edge. So holding that king reduces his combinations of possible value. And also holding that heart reduces his combinations of hearts. So it makes it less likely he's going to continue to raise. So that's the logic I'm using there. Okay, so against the German, we're going to be raising this for sure. See quite a lot of this min raise under the gun. Maybe they are just more fish than I thought in these pools. Gonna raise the queens, see if we can get some action. And then against the squeeze, we're gonna let this one go. Nice. So we flop top set. How do we get the most value here? I think I'm gonna bet small because 3-bet. Well, we didn't 3-bet, but our raising range does smash this flop. Now again, we should have way more kings than him. That being said, he could definitely have one, and I guess we want to protect against a flush draw as well. So I'm gonna bet small again. If he raises, obviously we're gonna call. The intention to boat up. Okay. Man, I really want to squeeze this spot, but I just think it's a bit too weak. Tens. This is standard 3-bet in position. Blind v blind. Probably going to get it in if you were to shove. And on this flop, we're going to start with this really small bet. Don't expect him to fold much, but it gives us the opportunity to get to a river cheaply. And now I think we just check down and lose a lot of the time. Unless there's a miracle 10 on the river. So he shouldn't really be betting here, because I can have a lot of aces. Unless he has a missed flush draw. Which he possibly does. And here we're going to bet half pot. So he snap calls. Definitely don't like the speed he called that, so we're going to check and see what happens. Yeah, we're just going to let this one go. he should be over betting that river nearly 100% of the time. So his bet sizing is what is why I was pausing there. Just feel like if he has an ace, he's going to bet big to polarize himself, unless he's value betting a king, which to me just seems too thin. Because I would check a lot of aces there definitely. And what do we do here? I think I'm going to fold. Okay, with the backdoor flush draw, 2 overs, I think we call this. Definitely fine. Fold an 8 ace off. And what do we do next? I think I'm just going to bet half pot. We'll block in some combinations of jacks, which is nice. Trying to think like what size I would be betting if I did hold a jack. I think half pot there is okay with the flush draw. So with no club, we're definitely not checking. The question is, what size are we going to bet? I think 10 big blinds is okay. Now we're just going to get it in and hope for no club. Unlucky us. So now we just need to fill up on the Eternal River. Nice. Okay. So today is looking a bit better so far. We're going to fold the 3s. So this guy has a little bit less than full stack, so we kind of want him to play. So we're going to size up slightly less than 4x. So he calls. It's 2 jacks, not an ideal flop. 2 jacks there though, just make it less likely he has a jack. I don't think we can go anywhere at the moment. Let's think about this actually. I'm going to call this as well. Could definitely be doing this with any pair, any jack. It's a decent play. I'm going to let this go actually. Run out of time. And here we're going to bet half pot. Now I'm going to think of a hand he's going to call us with. Let's try and get a call from ace high. Okay, so this line doesn't make any sense unless he has pocket 2s, exactly. Or he has 8-9. So I think we have to call. Side call. Yeah. Nice little pot there. So, when you're thinking about hand construction, let me just sit out this hand. It's timed out anyway. Just got to think about what story your opponent's telling. So let's just go back to the start. So he raises under the gun to over 3x. So this guy, he likes his hand. So from the off, you're thinking high pocket pair or premium hands. So that's my first assumption from that sizing. So I call. I think this is fine, especially against this sizing. I mean, you could probably 3-bet this some frequency. I think folding's too tight. Might be wrong though. So we get top pair, 6-5-10, and I check. Villain checks back, I believe. Yep. Okay, 7 of diamonds, and I bet small, and villain just calls. So I mean, you could definitely check a pocket pair. How much did he raise to pre-flop? So he had less than 100 bigs pre-flop. So he's the type of player who's less likely to check an overpair if it came 6-5-10, because recreational players are scared of getting drawn out on rather than trying to trap people, I suppose, or have some sort of balanced range. But any overpair or any pair at all, expecting to bet this auto bet this flop. So he checks and the 7 diamonds comes and I bet. He calls. So at that point I'm quite happy with my hand. I'm thinking he's drawing into any overcard or possibly a diamond. The river is a brick, the brickiest of bricks, and I bet really small, trying to get him to call from ace high, which is what he had. And he decides to bomb to that sizing. So at this point, unless he slow played 8-9 on the turn, which would be ridiculous in case I had diamonds. He's rivered pocket twos. He's rivered a set of twos. But is he going to be raising to 3.2x under the gun with pocket twos, which is very, very unlikely. So I don't think there's any way on earth he's got a strong hand here, and it's just, the more you look at it, it's just an easy call. You could probably call something like this. You could probably call a 7, probably a 6. You're gonna fold some of your range, but I mean, just something ridiculous as this, I think you could probably call any pair. Anyway, let's keep going. Alright, so some decent hands. So this guy, 62 bigs, limps under the gun. You can assume he's a recreational player, so we want to try and isolate and just get in a pot with him, mono-y-mono. We're going to bet small, represent the king. Okay. Nice. So we flop an open ender. Possibly could lead that. I think what I'm going to do is lead the turn 2x pot. And 2x pot the river. Now we've got a straight. Nice. If I didn't have the heart in my hand there, I'd be less confident. But if you're going to bet big on the turn to hit your hand and you hit your hand, you've got to bet big on the river. Okay, against Brazil, I'm going to 3-bet. He jams, I'm calling. Not going to, fist pump get it in, but it's definitely a call. Got a feeling he's going to jam. Gonna call this. There's 2 wicked plays in the blind, so feel okay doing that. And with a flop like this, I'm just gonna let it go. Gonna raise the ace jack. Excuse me. So we hold the spade, which is nice. I think I'm gonna bet small because we have the advantage. If he raises, I'm gonna re-raise him again. Then we're obviously gonna fall to a jam. It's gonna give him the impression that we're going with the hand and we want to go all in. I mean, he just shouldn't have tens, shouldn't have kings. The only hand we're worried about here is pocket twos. So if you've been paying attention, you can see that this small bet is on the flop works really well. It causes most opponents to, well, not most, but it causes some opponents to just assume you're weak and just spaz out with stupid raises. So as long as you're thinking carefully about the spot and what hands you could have with your range, I'm gonna bomb this. Didn't pick up any equity on the turn, so no diamond, no jack, so we're gonna check and give up basically. Now we could just have the absolute sickest play here and jam, representing the 10 jack, which you should do once in a while, which is what I'm gonna do. Good luck, us. Shit, unlucky. Could have picked up the timing towel there, I guess. We're gonna 3-bet the jack 9 of diamonds. Yeah, I mean, what are you gonna do? You block that exact hand. It's just unlucky. So we got a gut shot, 2 overs, and a backdoor flush draw. So I'm gonna call this because I don't like a raise because he bet quite a lot. So we're gonna call. Could definitely lead this. And he's just called. Question is, do we want to jam? I think we do with this combination as a bluff, obviously. I think now that we've tanked, it's probably not going to go through as well. But I think we need to jam. Okay, so at this point, I mean, we've got a king, but our kick is not the best. We've got 2 callers. I'm not liking this bet. Problem is this guy's obviously a fish. So I'm going to call once more, evaluating the river. But if he shoves, we're getting out of the way. You can definitely have pocket fives here nearly every time. Yep. If I wasn't distracted by this hand, I'd know exactly how the action went. What bluffs could he have? Not a lot. He's just going to fold. Not sure about that. I think against the lead, I'm just going to let this go. I'm going to bet small. So it's likely I have the best hand there, so I'm just going to try and protect it. Get value from we get ace high, possibly. We're going to bet this. I'm going to check it back. Obviously, it's a terrible turn. Can't do anything now, we're just going to fold. Possibly chopping that hand some of the time. So we have backdoors, and I think we need to protect our hand as well, so I'm going to bet small. With two flush draws there, two overcards to my sevens. I mean, check-in, could probably bet again, if I'm honest, but I'm going to check, I think. And now he jams, we're just going to let that go. There's a bit of a spicy pot brewing here. I'm going to check this time with my diamonds, and against somebody with less than 100 bigs, out of position, I think we can fold the nines. We're not going anywhere at the moment with ace 10, two overs, flush draw, and we hit one of our overs, which is nice. So now we beat any better ace. Let's just bet half pot. Don't expect him to check a7 on the turn with the flush draw. And this time we're just going to fold. Here, you could full bet or call. I think I'm going to call. And against that sizing, do we want to raise? I think so. Ooh, and he snap jams. just doesn't feel like it feels like ace king. So I'm gonna call. Could be crushed. Kings unlucky. So that sizing to me doesn't make any sense with kings. Should have picked up on the timing tell for sure. I mean, if I full bet pre-flop, it's going all in anyway. So, I mean, you could call it a cooler in that regard. Where are we? Yeah, so we're on exactly half an hour. So we're going to call it sesh after these two hands. So let's just raise this. And let's have a look at this. So I raise under the gun. So insta 3-bet. So what is he three? How much did he 3-bet? 50. So what's that? Yeah, just over 3x then, isn't it? Yeah, so he raised over 3x. Could definitely do that with ace king, but you know he does it with big pairs. So we call. It comes 5-8-5. I mean with jacks, we're loving that. And then he just bets 75%. Should I be making a fold? If anybody's watching this far, let me know. Should I be folding this spot? To me, that bet size is just ridiculous. But then if that bet size is ridiculous, is my my raise even worse? I think it's played. I should probably call the turn. Sorry, I should probably call the flop. Get it in on the turn, basically, and lose. I think I lose his hand, whatever happens. I'm just not sure what we should do against that bet size. Because folding to that bet size just seems ridiculous. It just seems far too weak. But maybe with the timing tells, it's just a fold. Aye, aye, aye. So with this hand, and with the 10-9 snap pull by the straight with the 10-jack, it looks like we're down another tenner. 41.79. What did we start on? 49 something. Yeah, so we lose about $8. Not my finest hour again. But yeah, we'll pick it up on the next episode. Holdo out. Yo, just realised there's no sound on the video on the second section, like an idiot. So sorry about that. But yeah, we won 2 out of 4. Boosted the bank balance a bit, back up to 46.71. So feeling a bit better after that session. We clawed back that punt with the jacks, so happy with that. Yeah, if you like the 6-back hypers and you think it's okay, obviously I was trying to discuss different spots. But if 6-back hypers is your thing, let me know. I could do some more videos. But yeah, cheers. See you on the next one.